Hello, back again. Right, I'm going to try this one. Aloxite the Coborium. Sorry, I'm terrible. Co-Limited, Manchester. And like I said in the initial sort of introductory video for the stones, use soapy water or water, not oil. And I've never had one of these. I've never used one of these, so I'm kind of interested to see how it feels. I'm not going to do the old slurry stone, but I am just going to activate the top a little bit, and I'll quickly just rinse it off, because from my understanding, you can see it's a very hard stone setup. We'll get rid of that. You can use natural slurry stones on them though, from my understanding. People have had good success with that. Let's get that off of there, otherwise the old wife starts, well, I'm not going to say cry, but that's what it feels like. Just put a little tiny bit of soap suds in there, one little dollop. So the thing with these stones is there's like, especially if you use tape, there's like zero feedback. Let's just change that because my hand's catching on it ever so slightly. So it really does sort of feel like you're just on glass. We took this one up to 5,000. I've done the same thing with the tape. Exactly the same. Captain up to 1,500. Then with the 3M tape for a few laps on the 15, and then to the 2. And then to the 5 with the 3M 33 plus tape, and then just before getting on this I've put a layer of Captain tape to, well, change the angle again to make sure I'm hitting the edge. I have no idea when this is going to give me no indication really, is it, of when it's ready, so we're going to run laps. Oh, I could have put this in my little holder, couldn't I? No, it wouldn't be moving at all. Let's do that, because I don't like using a stone when it's got a bit of movement. Oh, it's one of them, too little. Sorry. Don't really need to anymore mats, but there we go. A bit better. That's better. Nice and solid. They made very many different versions of this little stone. One of them was called the Swatty, and I think they're kind of all the same sort of setup really. A binder with the whatever grit they used. I can remember quite a while ago when I did some reading with these, because they're effectively called, I think they're called barbers' hones on the whole, aren't they, these stones? And I can remember reading that some people said that the binding can kind of fail over the years, and it sort of ends up almost like delaminating. But I've never found one, and I sold one of these types of stones to one of my sort of regular gents. You know who you are, mate, I think, anyway. And he said he was getting great edges off of it. I think he even said something along the lines of some of his best edges, in terms of like he was using it as like a refresher stone on razors that were already shave ready and then started, well, deteriorating, tugging, whatever gets you to start thinking about refreshing them. Yeah, and he said he was having great success with it, getting razors shaving again, and from my understanding that's actually what they were made for. And I think that's one of the reasons they got the nickname Barber's Home, because it was a way for the barbers to, well, get their edges going again. If we could only ask what some of them old school barbers did to maintain their razors. So I bet some of them had some right quirky sort of ways of doing it. But if there's one thing I know for sure, most of them did a lot of stropping on the compounded pasted strops. It seems like stones was their last resort in a way, after they had exhausted other avenues. I suppose it's just cheaper, isn't it? Cheaper, quicker. You know, it takes more time to get your stones out, wears the stones, yeah, just all of the above really. It's a bit of a different honing experience, I will say that. It feels a bit almost nothing key, if you know what I mean. I've read some of these barbers' hones are actually quite aggressive. I certainly don't feel it though, that don't. But feel is not everything. Well, it's definitely done something. It's definitely, we've got some scratches going on. Kind of what I expected really. But it definitely looks razor safe. It's not. Oh, sorry, I didn't bloody press record. Let's do that again. What a donk. There we go. Some of them lines are from me wiping it with a cloth. But yeah, as you can see, it's definitely razor safe. It's not done any damage to the apex, or at least I can't see it myself at that magnification. It's made it a bit scratchy, but that's not a bad thing sometimes. Well, it's definitely what I'd call razor safe. It's not damaging the apex. So we'll go and strop it, and we'll see what we've got.